Hi friends, welcome to Tarla Dalal's kitchen once again. You are with Nisha and today I have decided to share a recipe of a dry snack which is Mini Bhakarwadi. Yes, a snack which we all must have tried at some time or the other. So first I am going to show you how to make the dough for this Bhakarwadi. It's a combination of maida and besan, in which the maida is more and the besan is less. To this I am going to add some Bengal gram flour and then just couple of basic spices, some turmeric powder, very little chili powder. This is just because the outer covering should not be little bland. Salt and some oil. This is to make the outer covering nice and crispy. Just mix all these ingredients well. Knead this into a semi-stiff dough using water. The dough should not be very soft and the dough should not be very hard like you make for puri. We've added some besan to it, so the dough is going to be a little sticky, but no problem. The dough is a bit stiff. I'm going to add some water, but do so gradually. It should not become really soft. Use a little oil in the end to smoothen out the dough. And yes, now the dough is ready. I'm going to keep this aside and let's start making the stuffing for the Bhakarwadi. So for the stuffing, these are a couple of ingredients that we will need it. The main ingredient is dry coconut. The second one is the sesame seeds, the white variety, and the third is the khaskhas, and then followed by all these spices. I'm going to roast this one by one. So take a broad non-stick pan, allow it to heat a bit, lower the flame to medium, add the dry coconut which has been grated and dry roast it for around 1 to 2 minutes till it gets browned. Well, I would say that you dry roast the dry coconut, the sesame seeds and the khaskhas, all of them separately, because each will have their own cooking time, so they get cooked well. See, the coconut is almost going to be cooked now. The coconut is done. I'm going to remove it in a bowl, and to this add the white sesame seeds to roast it now. The pan is hot now, so the sesame seeds are going to roast fast. It's sesame seeds, so they are bound to splutter a bit, no worries. You also get ready-made roasted sesame seeds, so if you have an option, you can opt for it. The sesame seeds are ready, so I'm going to add it to the coconut that we had roasted, and then the last ingredient to be roasted is the poppy seeds. These are really going to cook fast because they are small in size, so have a keen eye while roasting this. This will be done in around half a minute, while the other two will take around 1 to 2 minutes. See, it's almost done. Over roasting them is going to spoil the taste of the masalas. So I would again stress to have a close watch on the cooking time while roasting them. Well, now the roasting has been done. Just cool this for around 1 to 2 minutes before you add all the spices to it. So first in the masalas is the coriander powder and equal quantities of cumin seed powder. Lots of fennel seeds powder, but you can powder them coarsely. Some grated ginger. This will give a nice flavor to the Bhakarwadi. Chili powder, which is definitely required. You need that little spiciness. Bhakarwadi is usually spicy and tangy at the same time. Some turmeric powder. Dried amchur powder. As I said, you need some tanginess as well. And then some asafoetida, sugar. This is just to get some balance of sweetness, spiciness and sourness. Finally, some salt. Now what we need to do is just blend this in a mixer to a coarse powder. Remember, do not really powder it very fine, otherwise you are not going to get that nice crunch when you bite into it. So this is how the masala is going to look like once you've blended it. See, it's not very fine, but it should not be so coarse that you can see the coconut and sesame seeds as well. This masala is smelling so nice. I'm going to taste a bit right now. It has the perfect sweetness and tanginess required. But before we put this masala aside and start rolling, we need to add one more ingredient here, which is some besan. The besan has been added basically to give some binding to the stuffing, because after it has been rolled and while deep frying, it should not spill out in the oil. So finally the masala is ready. Let's keep this aside and start rolling. So get in the rolling board and the rolling pin. Just give the dough a knead because you've kept it aside for around 5 minutes. Divide this into 8 portions. Smoothen out the dough in between your palms. Place it on the rolling board. Roll it into a 6-inch round. There is no flour required for rolling. Do not roll it very thick nor thin. Yes, it's perfect 6 inches. We do not need more than this. As I said, it should not be very thick nor very thin. Now what we need to do is put this stuffing or the masala that we've just made around 2 tablespoons. Spread it evenly. Basically you need to pat it out. Do not spread this masala till the circumference. Leave a little space because anyways when you roll it out, it's going to spread a bit. Now once you patted and spreaded it very well, what you can do is, just to ensure that the masala sticks really well, you can just roll gently over it. That's it. Now the circumference where the masala was not spreaded, we need to spread some water around the circumference so that when you roll it, it sticks well. Once this is done, do not wait for too long. We just need to start rolling it and make a cylindrical roll. This cylindrical roll that we are going to make it has to be really tight, otherwise the masala is going to spill out when you deep fry it. So begin from one corner and ensure while rolling at each step, you have to take a little masala inwards and then roll it. This is how, let me show you. Just pinch a bit of masala inwards, roll it well. If you do not pinch this masala inwards, at the end of it you are going to have excess masala which you will have to part away with. Do not forget the edges. Making bhakarwadi is not very difficult. I have already shown you how to make the dough and the masala. The trick lies in just learning and mastering this rolling. Once you have rolled it, just press it a bit. Again, this is done so that the masala sticks to the covering well. Keeping in mind these pointers are very important to get that perfect bhakarwadi. Now once this is done, just cut the edges and discard them, and then cut this into small pieces. Again remember that you cut it through and through till the end. Now remember, before you start rolling this, you put some oil to heat, because once you've rolled and cut them, you cannot really wait them, they will dry it out. Now once this is done, you just need to separate them out. That's the whole reason I had said that ensure that you cut it very well so that you can separate them out easily. Now once you've separated out, there's one more step to go ahead before we deep fry them, that we need to press it, but do not press it straight, we need to press it in a slanting way. Use this part of the palm to press it so you get enough pressure. Do not use your fingers or thumb for this. Yes, now they are perfectly ready to be deep fried. Before deep frying, you need to ensure that the oil is really hot enough. Lower the flame to slow. Just loosen them out a bit and then drop them in oil one by one. Remember, you need to cook them on a very slow flame. Do not really toss them in oil too much. Allow them to cook on its own. Once they have been browned and crisp from both the sides, remove and drain them on an absorbent paper. I would not advise you to roll and keep all of them ready and deep fry. You will have to do one by one. So let's continue the same. Roll it, cut it into pieces and keep deep frying it. So the last batch is getting deep fried. Just remember that you're going to do this in batches, as I have said. So do keep your dough covered so that it does not dry out. Otherwise the rolling is going to be very difficult. And once you finish deep frying all the bhakarwadis, just let it cool for a while before you store it in an airtight container or even serve it. Well, right now I am too tempted to try these bhakarwadis, and so are all my colleagues who are behind the cameras. So while I share with them and enjoy it, you go ahead, try this recipe and then enjoy it with your family and friends. Just remember the couple of pointers that I have shared in the video, and you remember also to share your comments with us. Goodbye.
Download the Tarla Dalal app on your Apple and Android devices. Follow us on the Facebook and tarladalal.com. If you enjoy our recipes, click like. To see more of my recipes, click here. Please share your comments. I would love to hear them. I'm waiting for them.